Hey everyone, welcome back to the B-Movie Bunker. Today we're looking at Maniac. This is 2012, brought to us by Frank Calhoun. Same guy who brought us High Tension. This is actually a remake of a classic, I guess, classic slasher flick. What we have is a story of a young man who works with mannequins, who has he's basically a serial killer. He has this need to a bloodlust to kill women and then take their scalps and staple them to mannequins. He's more than a little unhinged, not just from the killing aspect, just in general, he is not a stable man. Played by Elijah Wood. Whoa. Alright, first of all, not as good as the original, I would say. I think that they obviously were trying, so it's not like they just slapped this together and said, you know, we're just remaking this movie. I mean, yeah, it's a remake, it's a re-envisioning. I'm not quite sure how I felt about some of the styles they made. There's a lot of it is this point of view style, and I think it would have worked better, but I don't think Elijah Wood is a great actor. I don't think he's a terrible actor either. However, in this, he just came across very fake, very wooden, very stilted, just not believable at all as the character. I don't know what it was, but it just, I think that the point of view that they did with the camera, where it was you're seeing through the eyes of the killer for a lot of things, I think it would work better if he had acted better, if they had a better actor in the role. Maybe it seemed to take me out of it. I mean, it's a little off-putting at first to begin with that whole first-person point of view. You know, the seeing through his eyes. I like the way that they did it, where he comes out of that when dealing with a specific character, but still, I think with the way the acting was overall, it just didn't quite work. The music was phenomenally perfect. I think the score for this movie was brilliantly done. The gore the kill scenes are a bit excessive. If that bothers you, I would say avoid this movie. I had problems with some of the kills. It just, a professional dancer who can't climb over a 4-foot fence. Seriously, it might have been 5 feet, but still. Little things like that kind of took me out of the story, where I understand you need victims in a slasher film, but I'm tired of the victims being so incompetent that I'm amazed that they can form words or walk. And you get that a little bit in this. It started off so well, where with the way he did things worked perfectly, and then it kind of evolved. And the ending, I don't want to go into the ending, but the ending was just, if I had been engaged in the movie, the ending would have completely fucking ruined it for me. I wasn't fully engaged, so it only mostly ruined it for me because I wasn't fully there to begin with. The ending just really fucking took me out of the film. Really, really did. And I think a better ending and some better acting, I think this goes from being an A movie to being a really, really good movie. It could have been a really good slasher, but it lost me on those things. So, scale of 1 to 10, well, you know, with this whole point of view thing, and then also the fact that Elijah Wood's character is constantly talking to himself, this one is, you know, for someone who's obviously trying to distance himself from being a hobbit and being in the Lord of the Rings movies, he picked a role that pretty much made him Gollum. I mean, he's completely insane. He's talking to himself. Instead, you know, it's like, you know, he's getting the scalps, which are in his mannequins, which are like his precious instead of the ring. So this movie is Gollum. It's a tragic figure, which is a shame because, you know, this movie had potential to be better than it was. I'm not saying it was awful. I'm just saying it could have been more than what it was. So Elijah Wood, great. You're not a hobbit anymore. Instead, you're what used to be a hobbit. Now you're Gollum, and you're going to fall into a pit of lava and die after you bite off your own finger. How does that work? Anyways, that's all I have for this one. Till next time, you all stay safe out there in the wasteland, folks.